Alright guys, so we are going to be moving on with the next steps of our Romero Britto inspired pumpkins. So last time we were together, we drew our pumpkin and we traced everything with a nice bold black line. Today we are going to be using some markers and patterns to fill in the rest of our pumpkin. So when we're talking about the background, one of the things that Romero Britto is very famous for are all of the bright, colorful patterns. So in our background, each one of these spaces is going to be a different type of pattern. So he used lots of stripes, lots of polka dots of different sizes, and again, lots of bright colors. So those are going to be our goals when we are filling in our backgrounds. So we're going to use marker, and if it is easier for you to draw your patterns with a pencil first and then go back in with marker to color them in, then that's totally fine. I am going to jump right in with marker just for the sake of time, so we're not wasting too much time in our video here. So I'm going to start in this spot, and I'm going to do a really large polka dot pattern. So I'm going to put polka dot here. I'm going to put a polka dot that looks like it's going off the edge of my paper here. I'm going to put one here. So a pattern is just something that is repeating. So in this case, my repeating shape is going to be this polka dot. And then I'm going to color it in with my marker. When we color with marker, it is always looks nice if you color in with stripes. So instead of going back and forth like with the crayon, I like to go in strips so that we have this really nice pattern even with our coloring, where we have the lines inside, and then you can always go back with the tip of your marker and fill in any little spots that you miss. Okay, then I'm going to switch and I'm going to use a different color in my background. So I think I might use green here for my background. So again, I'm going to use stripes when I color, and try really hard not to let your marker overlap the other color of your marker. So I'm overlapping my strips of green a little bit to make sure that I'm not leaving any white spaces, but I'm being very careful not to go over my purple. So I'm going to color in this whole background of these polka dots. Just like this. I'm going to go ahead, do it just a little bit more here, and then I'm going to pause, and I'm going to finish up this section, and then we'll start the video again. So I have this. Now obviously I have lots to fill in here and up here, so I'm going to use the tip of my marker to get really close and around in those smaller areas. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause, and then we'll start again when Alright, so I have finished up most of my background, and what I did was thinking about Romero Britto's style. As I said before, he uses lots of polka dots and he uses lots of stripes. So in each one of these I did a different pattern of polka dots or stripes, and I kind of used a pattern in that too, where I did polka dot stripe, polka dot stripe, polka dot stripe. As I was saying before, when we are using a marker to color, we're not going to go back and forth with our marker, we're going to use it in stripes. And you can really see up here my stripes in my marker. So it's very easy to tell when you are using the marker correctly. So I want to show you on these last three sections how I used my marker to fill in with those stripes. So all I did was to start was put a line right next to my pink stripe. I'm going to put a line right across the top and then another stripe right down on my next pink. And then using the side of my marker, the long edge, I just make one stripe at a time. Come back up to the top, make a stripe. Back to the top, make a stripe. Back to the top, make a stripe until that's all filled in. Do my next one here. Making a stripe around the edge, and then starting at the top, I pull it down to the bottom. And that keeps my marker looking nice and neat, and it keeps all of the white paper covered with the color of my marker. My last one here, I'm going to go around the edge and stripe, 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 stripe. And then I'm going to use the tip of my marker to fill in those little white areas right there. And then we are done with our background for today. We will work on our pumpkin on our next art time.